Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kiva and in today's video we are chatting about some Amazon products that you won't be able to live without after today's video. As you can see, we've been going through a lot of changes in our home and having these little gadgets have made living in our space so much easier. We're talking about organization, we're talking about kitchen, we're talking about home rental, we're talking about everything. So if that sounds like something you'd like, be sure to smash the subscribe button, but let's get into today's video. Let's jump right in. So I love for all things to be beautiful, which is why I love this coffee spoon, because of course it has utility, but you get a set of 6 coffee spoons for $12. Now it comes in gold, black, silver. I have them in gold and I think they are very cute and they hold up super well in the dishwasher, which is always something I need to think about when we were getting cutlery that isn't the traditional stainless steel. So they hold up beautifully in the dishwasher, and I do love that they have a groove in there so that they can sit on the edge of your coffee cup or your tea mug without falling into your tea or without having to sit on the dirty tabletop. That is something we always struggle with. Plus they do it in a really chic curved way, which I really adore. So you have to pick these up if you have a coffee bar or you just want your coffee station to look a little bit better. Now, since we're talking about coffee bars, I have to chat about this tea organizer because we are a coffee and tea family over here. We love everything, but tea is my vice. So I have so many different packets of tea and they were just swimming in our drawers, taking up so much unnecessary space. So I got this tea organizer. Again, it is $27 and it fits so very many packets of tea. I can't even tell you the number of packets it can fit, but I did order like 100 packets from Bigelow and most of them fit in there. So do with that what you will, but it has 3 different levels to it and has several different compartments so that if you have different brands of tea or different ways you hold your tea, they can all sit in this kind of contraption really beautifully. And it is acrylic, so you don't have to label anything. You can see in there very, very clearly. It's kind of like what you'd see at a hotel, except for you clean it. And you can actually style around it, so you can put a plant on top. If you really wanted to jazz it up, you could add labels on it, you could put wallpaper on it, you could really do anything. But I love how sleek and minimal this is. And I love that I get my drawers back so that I didn't just have tea flailing around in there. It was so annoying because then I didn't have anywhere to put my cutlery, and that just doesn't make any sense. Now, since I mentioned that my tea bags were taking up all of my utensil space, I need to tell you about my new utensil holder. So if you've been following me over on Instagram, and if you haven't been, be sure to go follow me over there to see the living room transformation first, because you're going to see it over there first. But as you've probably noticed in that, I'm loving green marble these days. I'm loving green marble, but I'm trying to incorporate it in very affordable ways because it can be a very, very expensive substance. So I got this marble utensil holder from Amazon. Obviously, every single one looks different because they, it's made of marble, right? So they all look different. It is quite heavy. It does have a felt pad on the bottom so that it doesn't get scratched and it doesn't scratch your countertop. And this holds almost all of my utensils. You could shove probably 8 utensils in there really easily. Now, if you try to do 10, 11, it's going to be a tight squeeze, but honestly, they could still fit. We've had this for over 2 months now, and we really, really adore it. Now, like I've said, everything in the kitchen needs to look chic because I often find that the kitchen is the part of the home that is the most neglected, and it's just functional. And of course, we love that it meets our needs, right? But we also sometimes want it to look cute and not always like shabby chic cute, though that is like someone's cup of tea. Sometimes we just want something different. So how do we accomplish that? Well, I got this Kohler cleansing wipe dispenser. Now I know you're like, Kiva, what is wrong with you? Why would you buy this? Well, I was tired of looking at the Clorox label. That's really it. I was tired of looking at the Clorox label, so I did pick this up. It is $23 and it's just a stainless steel cover for your Clorox wipes. This is probably the most unnecessary thing in today's video, but if you just want to take your cleaning section to the next level and make it look really nice and uniform, like again, if you're watching the new season of The Home Edit like I am, you may want to pick this up just to get a really, really, really chic and, seamless cleaning section. And maybe if it's nice and tidy, it will motivate you to clean more. Now, would you believe me if I told you that up until recently I didn't have a proper tea kettle? I would just like trick my coffee machine into think I was making coffee and just have it make me like coffee flavored water-ish, like if I'm being completely honest. Yes, I know that's horrible. So I did pick up a tea kettle and I love it. Now this tea kettle, it's not cheap. It's not cheap. It is $60, but I think it looks so sleek. And the first thing I noticed about it is not that it was black. Of course it's black. We love the color black, but one, it is less loud than other kettles. No, it is not silent. It is not silent. Instead instead of sounding like it's an airport in here, it instead sounds like, you know, a Starbucks, right? So it's a little bit loud, but not as loud as it could be. So I do love that. And I also noticed that the pour is silent. You don't get the sound of water. And I know no one hates the sound of water, but it is something that I noticed that just kind of elevated the experience. It's a really clean pour. I love the handle, and it's something that looks so sophisticated to me that I feel comfortable leaving it out on my countertop. And when it comes to appliances, it is so hard to find something that you accidentally leave out on your countertop. So I absolutely adore this. I feel like every single time I leave the house, I'm like, I need a cup of coffee. I need a cup of tea. It's something about just walking through the threshold of my home where I say, I need to spend some money. So I don't know what's wrong with me, but I feel like a lot of people relate to that, but you're trying to cut back on the Starbucks. Well, what are we gonna do? Instead of bringing our mugs with us that have our dogs on them, while they are cute, they don't actually fit into our cup holders. So we're kind of playing a balancing act as we drive. We don't need to do that. That's not safe, and it's very unnecessary. I found this collapsible cup with straw, and I love it. So this is a cup that you can turn all the way upside down, and it is not going to leak. It has such a good seal, and it comes with the straw that kind of just like emerges out once you unscrew it. And it even does come with, I can't find the name right now, but it's going to make sure that you do not burn yourself, which is a huge thing when you're bringing coffee or tea, because sometimes they'll just hand you cups and you're like, well, what about my safety? What are we going to do? So I love this, and it really does collapse down. So I know sometimes your desk is covered in coffee cups. You don't know what to do. So, you know, you end up throwing them up, even though it's your glass your mom gave you. Well, you don't have to do that with this because it collapses into something so small. It's so easy to throw in your desk or throw in your bag or even throw in your pocket and take it home and give it a good wash. Now, I don't know about you, but when I'm in the kitchen, I love to use my phone for recipes. Sure, I have a few great cookbooks, but I mostly rely on my phone. And sometimes I get it so dirty, or sometimes I just don't want the germs from my phone on the food that I'm cooking. Obviously, I wash my hands a million times, but sometimes I want to, you know, wash my hands 999,999 times instead, right? It's just really, really annoying to wash your hands constantly. So that's why I love to put my phone on this acrylic stand. It's only $8, and it's really easy to set up, and you just set your phone on it. And as long as you set your phone so that it doesn't go to sleep automatically, it will stay open and propped up so that you can read it really easily while you're cooking, and you never, ever, ever have to touch it. This is going to really help you cut down on your prep time, or at least it has for me, because I've been cooking a ton recently, and this has helped me stay super clean and on top of those recipes. Now, many of you know I am on a wellness journey, and one of my goals is to drink more water, and that's kind of hard for me because I just don't remember to do it. It's not that I don't like water, that I'd rather drink soda. That's not true. I just don't remember to do it. Well, I picked up this timer water bottle for $17, and it has all of the times at which you should be drinking water. It's just a little reminder like, hey, it's 9 o'clock, you should have had this much water. It's 2 p.m., you should have had this much water, kind of pacing yourself, because I end up being the person at the end of the night, I'll chug like a gallon of water to get my water in, and then I'm up all night peeing. Maybe that's TMI, but you never want to be there. So this is a great way to space you out and keep you motivated to drink that water. It does have like little motivational things there. I don't know, it just makes you feel good, and it comes in so many different colors. I got it in the black, but they have pink, they have beige, they have white, they have green, they have all of the different colors, and they have several different sizes. But I've been using this to smash my water goals, and I'm feeling so much better. Now, where do you like to shop every single week? Sure, you may shop at your local grocery store, but at least once a month, most of us go to a Costco, a Sam's Club, a BJ's, a big wholesale store like that. Well, when you go to those stores, they never ever have bags, right? They give you those boxes sometimes, but most of the time they just kind of throw your food in there and send you on your way. Well, I got this trolley bag set of 4 for $40, and I love it. It comes with a few insulated bags, a few normal bags. They strap to one another, and they actually sit in your cart. So you can fill up the bags as you are out, you know, shopping through the store. You can fill them up, and they can just take them out to, you know, charge you for the food and then put them right back in. But it's a really nice and easy way to actually have bags for things that don't already come with bags, and you can pack them up really well. They also have Velcro so that they can seal up, and it makes it really, really easy to carry them in the house. I always find that the plastic bags, they break, and you guys know I have arthritis. These are just so easy to carry. I even went to Costco by myself for probably the first time ever the other day, and I took these bags, and they were such a hit. So many people asked me about them while I was rocking up and down the aisles. There's nothing that gets lost in a kitchen quite like a Ziploc bag. And you're like, Ziploc bags? Yes. Even though they can't come with their own boxes to dispense them, it's really easy to lose those boxes because they don't always perfectly fit into drawers. Sometimes they're too tall or they're too wide, and I can't fit all the ones I need in one drawer, and if I can't find them, I cannot use them, and I hate being wasteful wasteful like that. So I actually picked up this Ziploc bag organizer, which was $40, and it fits 4 different types of Ziploc bags or plastic baggies. They all fit in there and they dispense, so they all neatly fit in one drawer, so you know where you need to go to pick that up. Of course, if you don't use Ziploc bags, don't do this, but I honestly feel like you could use this with the reusable bags as well. You can just kind of shove them in there so that you know where everything goes, and you have things sorted by size, so you're not like, is this a sandwich bag? Is this a quart bag? Is this a gallon bag? You don't have to play the guessing game because it is laid out beautifully for you already. Now, we're not only taking care of the Ziploc bags, but we're also handling the plastic wrap, because I literally fight with the plastic wrap container. I cannot get it to stay where it needs to stay, and it's always everywhere and it's horrible. But this is a plastic wrap container. It is $24 and it comes with its own zip. So it helps you really, really easily detach the plastic wrap so that you don't waste it, because I know sometimes you rip it off, it doesn't rip perfectly, and then you have balls and balls and balls of plastic, and it's really hard to straighten out, and you end up wasting it, unfortunately. So we have that as well. Now, I've talked to you before about my wrap docks, which fit both my aluminum foil and my parchment paper. I'll link those down below too. But these are 3 different contraptions that can work for your plastic wrap, your aluminum foil, your parchment paper. So again, all of that can be organized. And my Ziploc bag container and my wrap dock actually do fit in the same drawer. So I'm able to cover both of those bases. And I even have space for extra utensils. So it really doesn't take up that much space, but it holds so much utility. Now, if you've been here before, you know I've gotten into making bread. I've gotten into baking a little bit more because we're trying to eat entirely from home. And I needed a rolling pin. I didn't have a rolling pin. Can you believe that? And I was using like wine bottles, but we only drink wine when we make soup. I'm not even drinking the wine. I use it for cooking. So that was kind of hard to do. So I picked up this marble rolling pin for $17. It's so chic. It has a really good stand. It blends in. It's a piece of decor in the kitchen. You really can't go wrong. And if you want those marble elements, but you don't have it in the budget to, you know, add marble countertops, which you shouldn't anyway, because there are a lot of upkeep, this is the way you can introduce it really easily. Now, almost every store these days sells fresh herbs, and I don't just mean in the herb section, but I also mean that they sell the actual plants. And bring the plants home, right? Because you get several rounds of herbs instead of just a one and done, or you have an arrow garden, right? And you're growing your own things. And if you actually want to harvest those herbs, you need good scissors to do so. So these are just some herb scissors for $15. I really like them. My brother-in-law really likes them, and he is an arrow garden connoisseur. So he was like, you gotta get these, and they really are fantastic. And if you have something like that too, I'm sure you'll love it. Don't you just hate when you're cooking pasta, right? And you can't get the jar open. You feel like you have to channel the strength of Hercules to get the jar open, and then you still can't get the jar open. That's me all the time. I have to call babe. I'm like, hey, can you come home from work 2 minutes early so that you can open up this jar? That's ridiculous. We don't need to be there. So I actually picked up the jar opener that really just helps you get things open. I have arthritis, so if you have arthritis or you just don't have too much arm strength, this is the thing for you. It's only $12 and it really, really works beautifully. Okay, I said I was done with the Starbucks, but another way I've worked to get myself to drink more beverages and to spend less money on Starbucks and Dunkin' and other coffee shops is I bought this set of 3 reusable Starbucks cups for $18, and I just make my own coffee and tea and refresher at home. So I still get the Starbucks experience with the logo, but I'm not spending the Starbucks prices. I know it's something silly, but honestly, I've tricked myself, and it's working really beautifully. You can use these for hot and cold beverages, and I like to use these instead of, you know, plastic cups. I know a lot of people use red Solo cups in the house, but I like to use these because they can go through the dishwasher, so you can use them time and time again. And besides these, all we have are mason jars, so they work really well. Now, this is something that I was influenced by because I love being influenced. It's one of my favorite things. This is a clip-on strainer for $14. Every time I go to make some pasta or anything that needs to be strained, it's always kind of a hassle to flip the pan over. It gets heavy and I always end up burning myself, right? Trying to flip it over with the steam. So I love this clip-on strainer. You just clip it onto the side of your pot and you dunk the water out and it works beautifully. It stops all of the pasta from flowing out, but you can use the same pan. So you end up having to do fewer dishes because you can keep working in that same pan instead of having to get a strainer dirty and then probably using like a different pot because you're like, oh, this one's still hot, or I accidentally touched it down in the sink or something like that. So this really helps with the efficiency of cooking when it's pasta night. Now, I told you I'm into baking now, so I love these magnetic measuring spoons. I love these because they take up less space. That's really what most of today's video about. It's about space saving in the kitchen, because even if you have a big kitchen, it always feels like there's not enough space at all. So I love these stack on top of one another instead of kind of spread out. I know things say that they stack, but they always end up stacking way too high that I can never close the drawers, and I have to put it into something really deep, which I don't have. So I love these. They stack really well. It's really easy to keep track of them because they are magnetic, right? So I know everyone has lost like the teaspoon, and you're like, that one's really important. I don't need 1/8 of a teaspoon. I need a teaspoon, but I can't find it. I don't want to scoop this 8 times. Anyway, you know, first world problem, but I do really enjoy these. They've replaced all of the other measuring spoons we have throughout the house. Okay, you guys, that's it for today's video. Those are some Amazon kitchen favorites. I love all of these products. They have made my kitchen look so much more sophisticated and also made it so much more functional. And what is better than that? What is your favorite Amazon kitchen gadget? Be sure to let me know down in the comments. If you liked today's video, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and check me out on Instagram. And until next time, have a beautiful day.